Abi, aufmachen.
Well, the Garden of Eden is an installation that is done for specific rooms, and I've done it throughout the world. And in this case, I had the ballroom and the beautiful drawings on the ceilings, and also the Baroque garden. So I inspired the design of the Garden of Eden in the Baroque garden, and I made it in relationship also with the ceiling, the painted ceiling. So it's a very beautiful artificial garden, but it's a piece that is completely technological, completely artificial, but keeps on having the poetry of visiting a garden.
So, sehen wir uns einmal um.
Habe ich nicht unterschrieben. Aber eine Haftpflicht.
Flaming Heart, it's a piece that wants to represent all the feelings and the connections that you establish from your heart into others. So in a way, when we meet somebody, we establish a connection of our heart with somebody else's heart. And so the Flaming Heart is not about the veins, it's not about all the more biological aspect, but more about the sentimental aspect of us creating relationships throughout others.
É via marítima, via marítima. Diz que precisamos com urgência.
Tá bom. Mas depois eu vou ter que ajustar, é bom?
So this piece was designed for a palace in Florence, in Milan, and so during the Fashion Week, the Max Mara group invited me to do something with their fabrics, and I used the fabrics from Marina Rinaldi collection, and Marina Rinaldi was the head of the family Rinaldi that gave origin to the Max Mara group. So in the Second World War, she lost her husband, and she stayed alone in Reggio Emilia, which is a small city around Milan, and she didn't have any means to give food to her sons and daughters, and she had many sons that she lost also in the war, but she stayed with a lot of girls, and she didn't know what to do, so she took her sewing machine and started sewing and doing clothes for the militaries. So she was a wonderful lady that then she started the Max Mara group, later on what we know today as 19 companies that still survive.
This piece that I made for the Beau Marché in Paris had this front here, had the arms, the main body, and the tail. And again, she would have these arms spread on the side, okay? Because the Valkyries, they fly over the battlefield and save the brave warriors. In a way, these are flying this artistic and cultural battlefield and giving a life, beauty, and harmony.
Exato.
Sim, mas a gente pode fazer isso e ele depois puxa o cabo para trás e na fonte ou arruma.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here with all this body of work, with the beginning of the pieces the first pieces I did before the Valkyries, and also to have the 3 Valkyries in the same show. It's quite rare. Normally I just show 1 or 2, but here it's incredible that I can have 3 Valkyries in different parts of the castle. It's really nice to include this body of work with the Pantelmina and with the Big Booby, because they are the predecessors of the Valkyries. The Valkyries are flying goddesses and also warriors, and I wanted to bring a soft aspect to these warrior goddesses. So not only the kind of very male and physical aspect that the Valkyries have of being warriors and tough women, but to bring color and softness and sensibility to the myth of the Valkyries. What I want you to ask today is that you also do your own soft, beauty and happy Valkyrie. And I don't have anything against Wagner, but he made a very male version of Valkyries, okay? So we want to do a very female version of Valkyries, And so what I want to explain here is that all my Valkyries on the bottom, they always have a knitting and craft thing. So here you can see this was knitted and crafted as this little arm here or the other one over there on the top. So every top, every bottom has a handmade thing. You can see the craft and the manuality of the crafts. So this is really important because when you look, you feel the handmade techniques. So there's an intimacy that I give to these pieces by knitting and crocheting and give you a lot of, handwork. All of this is my embroidery team. So I have a team in my studio that does crochet. I have like 7 or 8 people. Then I have an embroidery team that are 4. Then I have a sewing team, there are like 7 or 8. So we have different groups and they all work together. What I want to do with my own Valkyries is to bring this feeling of power, softness, and about feelings and about detail and warmth, and to be able to include everybody and to receive everybody under a piece. So the idea is that these pieces, they don't exclude, but they include, and they receive everybody under them. So they invite you to be part of their world and to be part of their dynamics. So it's not pieces that you see from afar. You need to live, you need to go around them to see the detail, to see how they were done. So in a way, they are very inclusive pieces. It's a performance to see one of Valkyrie. You have to go around and you have to look up, you have to look down, and you have to look around you. So they invite you to participate in their own space, in their own dynamics. I never met a Valkyrie specialist. I had to come here to in a way, to meet the people that are protecting that myth. And it's interesting for me to show this work here and to dialogue with you because in a way, you bring this tradition alive and you also keep the past and the original myth still alive, are still alive here. And that's the first time for me. So that's really interesting. For me, it's really important that people get out of my shows with 2 feelings: beauty and happiness.